Hey everybody, congratulations on making it to day 7. And if you haven't already joined me for 7 days, feel free to catch up whenever you have time. And if you don't catch up, I'm not going to tell. All right, let's get started. We're going to start standing today at the top of the mat. Feet are hip width distance apart. Let's ground through the feet. And we're going to start off today's yoga sequence with an Ashtanga-style warm-up, which is going to consist of 5 traditional sun salutations. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Alright, let's do this. Inhale, big sweep up with the arms. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step or hop it back to plank. Slowly lower it down through chaturanga or your knees, chest, chin modification to baby cobra, high cobra, or up dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, step or hop the feet up to the top. Big sweep up, inhale. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step or hop it back to plank. Through your flow. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step or hop it up. Half lift, flat back. So I want you to imagine with the flat back that the belly button's coming back toward the spine, like you're trying to hold a cup of tea on the back and keep it nice and balanced. Exhale, release the head and neck, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, sweep the arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step or hop it back to plank. Lower it down nice and slow. Slide it forward. Inhale up. Yay, the sun is coming out. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step or hopping up. Half lift, flat back. Squeeze those shoulder blades back and down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. 2 more just like that. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step or hop it back to plank. Chaturanga. Maybe you switch it up. Maybe you come to baby cobra. Just to go back to the basics, or try up dog for the first time. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, step or hop it up. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, last time. Take it in. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the palms, step or hop it back, plank. Let's lower down real slow. Exhale. And inhale, lift it up. Exhale to down dog. We're going to stay here. Walk the feet nice and wide. Inhale, toes rise. 1 foot rises toward the sky. Open the belly toward the side of your mat. Drop the foot back. Heel comes toward the tailbone. And if you'd like, you can let that foot drop all the way back. Flip your dog. toes rise back toward the sky, and exhale, float them down, back to our down dog. Inhale, opposite toes rise toward the sky. Open the belly toward the side of the mat. Exhale, heel comes toward the tailbone. And you can stay here, or if you choose to flip your dog. Inhale, toes rise back up toward the sky. Exhale, that foot comes down to meet the other. On your next inhalation, walk those palms back toward the feet. Forward fold, release the head and neck here. Relax as the crown of the head bows toward the earth. Deep inhalation. And on your next exhalation, walk those palms back out to a plank. Beautiful. Inhale, walk the palms back toward the feet. And exhale, take it back out to plank. Inhale, feet to hands, hands to feet. And exhale, back to plank. Beautiful. Bring the knees nice and wide, toes come together. Let's bring the palms together for some wrist rotations just to give the forearms and the wrists a little break. Because we're going to need them a little later for some upper body work. Beautiful. Lift the hips. Take it back to our tabletop position. Tuck the back toes. Lift the hips up to downward facing dog. Inhale, look up toward the hands. Step or hop the feet to the top. Generous bend in the knees. Make sure those feet are hip width distance apart. If they're a little wider, you can heel toe them together. Sit back on the heels. Palms come to heart center for our chair pose. So in chair pose, spine is nice and straight. Tuck the belly button back toward the spine. Chest is lifted. Inhale, lift it up. Beautiful. Let's come to a little standing balance pose while we're up here. King Dancer is a Hot 26 style pose. We're going to bring one palm forward. Palm is lifted toward the sky. Bring it to the side. Drop it back. Bend the same side leg. Reach for the inside of the foot. Opposite arm rises. And feel free to stay here, reaching fingertips and knee in opposite directions. So we have a nice long line with the body. Or you can begin to reach forward, pressing the top of the foot into the hand. Find your drishti or focal point. Maybe it's a couple feet ahead of you on the floor. And inhale, rise. Beautiful. Exhale, release the leg, release the arm, and let's take it to the other side. First, grounding through the abdominal muscles. So we're lengthening the torso here. And it's easy to become frustrated with standing balance poses, and I don't want you to waste this beautiful time by getting frustrated. Simply breathe through the pose, and if you fall out of it, get right back in. I can guarantee you One side will be better than the other today, and you're about to see that. Bring the opposite palm forward, take it to the side, drop it back. This leg bends, reach for the inside of the foot. Opposite arm rises, and again, we can reach in one long line here from fingertips down to the kneecap. Reaching and lengthening. There's lots of work to be done here. There's a lot of core work happening in this pose. We're keeping the hips facing forward. Or you can begin to reach forward, top of the foot presses into the hand. And I'm going to show you how I want you to fall out of this pose if you are going to fall out of it. I want you to be reaching and pressing that top of that foot into your hand so powerfully that you fall forward. And then simply reground yourself. Reset the pose, coming into whichever expression of the pose works for you, and try it again. And that's what's awesome about yoga. Inhale, release the leg, release the arms. Beautiful. Bring those feet nice and wide. We're going to take it down to a sort of sumo squat. We're going to call this our part of our goddess pose. Whoops. Inhale, open the arms. Elbows are bent to a 90-degree angle. Abdominals are working. We're keeping the torso nice and lifted. Open the heart. Lift the chin, gazing up toward the sky slightly. Exhale, sweep the arms down. And inhale, lift coming up onto the toes. So we're engaging the legs a little bit. Exhale, sweep it down. Inhale up. Lifting off those heels if that works for you today. Exhale down. Inhale, sweep it up. One more. Exhale down. Inhale, sweep it up. Beautiful. Bring those feet together. Exhale, the arms come down. Back to our mountain pose. So this is kind of our resetting pose. And if there's ever a pose that you don't feel comfortable doing, or you don't have the supports, the modalities, the equipment, whatever it is that you would need to feel comfortable, you can always come back to this pose, or Shavasana, laying down on the mat, easy seat, whatever feels comfortable for you. Let's walk to the back of the mat. And continuing with a few little balances through the legs, we're going to step one foot forward. Inhale, arms rise. Interlace the fingers, release the pointer fingers. Squeeze the biceps to the ears. So feet are on separate planes so that we're creating a good foundation for some balance. And we're going to rock that weight, shifting the weight forward into the front leg. As the back leg rises, upper body is going to lower down. Sort of like a pendulum or a seesaw. And those fingertips and toes are reaching in opposite directions. Foot can be pointed or flexed. This is our Vinyasa Warrior 3 or Hot 26 style balancing stick pose. Great for building core. Exhale, step it back. Bring the feet together. Let's take it to the other side. Excellent for strengthening the core and also creating a nice healthy spine. Opposite foot steps forward. Inhale, lifting through the torso. Whoops. And exhale, begin to lift that back leg. As the back leg lifts, upper body lowers. We're bringing the body parallel to the earth. And that standing leg works perpendicular. Hips are still facing the earth, so we're not opening up toward the side. Reaching. And inhale, step it back. Both feet come together. Exhale, arms come down. Beautiful. Let's tuck the chin to the chest. Roll it down nice and slow. Beautiful. Oh, that kind of feels good. And let's walk the palms out to a plank pose. holding here just a moment, I want you to rock the top of the pelvis back. So we're engaging those abdominal muscles, making sure we're not sinking in through the shoulders. Utilizing the breath. And exhale, slowly lower it down. Lovely. We're going to start to cool the body down with a little movement meditation. Sometimes we have this in the warm-up, and sometimes we have it in the cool down. Inhale, press through the palms, lift it up to high cobra. And exhale, sit back on the heels. Inhale, lift the hips. Come through to high cobra. And exhale, sit back, child's pose. Inhale as you lift. And exhale as you lower. One more time. Inhale, take it forward. And exhale back. Cross the legs, sitting back on the heels to our easy seat. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, bring them forward. Inhale, lift the head, walk the fingertips over to one side. Inhale, lift the head, walk the fingertips through center, over to the opposite side. Inhale, walk it back to center with the palms and in toward the upper body. Sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, sweep the arms down. We're going to cross right arm underneath the left for an eagle arm wrap. Lift the elbows. And exhale, release, sweep the arms up. And exhale, this time, opposite arm comes underneath for our eagle arm wrap. So we're opening up the shoulder blades. We did a lot of squeezing the shoulder blades back and down, but we're going to counter that action. And exhale, release. Sliding up to the center of your mat. I'm going to turn on my side a little bit so you can see kind of how I'm moving around. Inhale, we're going to bring both feet, if comfortable, or you can try one at a time, to a modified boat pose. Or if the core is feeling good today, you can lift both of those feet up, toes pointing toward the sky. You can always tap one foot and then the other. And exhale, release. We're going to roll it back, reaching for the big toes. We're going to massage those internal organs by taking some little circles in one direction and then the other in our happy baby pose. Inhale, extend the heels up toward the sky. Reach palms facing each other. Curl the toes back toward the face. If this feels comfortable for you, we're going to bring the arms down, rock the hips so the weight comes up, catching the low back with the palms. Do a little shoulder stand. Keeping the head and neck in alignment, chin tucks to the chest. And you can get a little creative here, opening up that sacral chakra with some funky poses. Maybe you try your tree pose with this little inversion. And play around with it. Or come into any other little stretch. Maybe you hug the knees to the chest if that feels more comfortable for you and you're not feeling a little balance in an inversion today. That's okay. I want you to find something that works for you though. And that could even be simply laying right where you are and focusing on relaxing each muscle of the body as we prepare for our final Shavasana. So take those final poses and then you work your way to a comfortable position, whether it's on your back or in a comfortable, easy seat, whatever that looks like for you. I'm only sitting because I focus better when I'm talking and sitting up. But I want you to take the next few moments to close your eyes, relax each part of the body, activate a full body scan. And as you notice each cycle of inhalations and exhalations washing over the body, I want you to pay attention to what parts of the body are holding tension. What are those areas that are, I don't want to call them your problem areas, but what are those areas in need of a little extra love? We're going to focus on those for a moment or two. We relax the muscles of the face, let the lips part slightly. We're not forcing deep inhalations or exhalations, but simply allowing the natural rhythm of the breath to take over the body. The shoulders are relaxed and down away from the ears. You're grounding through the upper and lower back, making contact with the earth. Become aware of what parts of the body are connected to the earth. As we work our way down toward the hips, the pelvic area, we're going to release any tension from the core there. So whatever position you are in, that's why it's recommended that you're laying on your back in some way so that those core muscles aren't activated as intensely. You can allow the lower part of the torso to kind of melt into your mat. The fingers are curled into a position of function, which is allowing them to curl naturally. We're not forcing an open palm, but we're not clenching the fists. And ideally in our Shavasana, the feet are splayed open like a book, toes pointing out, each foot pointing in the opposite direction. Focusing on that space between the eyebrows. Sometimes we believe meditation to be a complete clearing of the mind, like you have a white page that becomes the mind's eye, and that's not necessarily the case. The goal here is instead to have control over the thoughts and emotions and not let the thoughts and emotions control the mind. So you're going to exhale anything that's not serving you in this moment. Send it away on the next floating cloud. I want you to imagine that those thoughts are coming and going like clouds floating by when you're laying on your back looking up at the sky. And some clouds you allow yourself to focus in on because they're life-giving, they're serving you in this moment. And then you let other clouds pass by because they're not giving you life. They're not serving you in this moment, and that's okay. And they'll still be there to revisit a little later on, but these few moments that I have with you, I really want you to focus on the task of letting go of anything that is not fulfilling and blessing you in this particular moment. Now that the body and mind are feeling a little more relaxed, all of our yoga practice leads up to this moment. So our final meditation is the most important part of our yoga practice. We focus on breathing pattern, yoga poses, yoga transitions, and flows so that we can allow the mind to become concentrated and let go of whatever it is outside of this space. We can come back to it a little later. Revisiting the concept of the breath washing over the body like waves. I want you to imagine those waves of breath going and moving specifically toward any areas that are feeling any kind of discomfort in this moment, whether it's pain, soreness of any kind. Maybe you have an injury that you're working through or healing from. Maybe you worked really hard. Maybe you had a tough workout. Maybe you're a little sore from this yoga challenge, and that's totally okay. But I want you to breathe into those spaces, and I want you to visualize those waves of breath washing specifically into those areas and kind of dispersing that pain with the wave of breath so that it kind of trickles out and becomes less intensely focused in one particular area. And as you continue to do that, I want you to increase the depth of your inhalations and the length of your exhalations. Maybe you awaken the body by wiggling the fingers and the toes. If you aren't already in a position with bent legs, we're going to walk the soles of the feet in toward the hips. Take a deep inhalation. And the exhalation, let's roll over onto one side, cradling the head in the bicep. Breathe here just a moment. And then we're going to press that palm into the earth, rising up to join me in a comfortable seated position with your palms together at heart center. I want to thank you all for joining me this week. Thank you and I congratulate you and celebrate you for completing 1 day or completing 3 days or 7 days or whatever amount it is that you have practiced yoga this week. I congratulate you and I am proud of you, and you should be proud of you too. Thank you for joining me in this journey, and I hope that I can continue to bring you peace and help you heal your body, mind, and spirit and connect in such a beautiful way. Yoga has so many benefits for the body. The light inside of me salutes the light inside of each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope I'll see you next week.